Welcome to Homemade. During these episodes, I will be taking you along a culinary journey with all my favorite ingredients, all my favorite recipes. Cooking for me is a way of life. It is a healthy way of life. And ovens with their entire range of kitchen appliances, Elba ovens, the Philips and Mistral air fryers. So tune in to High TV, 9:30 p.m. every Tuesday night. So if you missed out on any of these recipes, just log on to my blog, pekishme.com, and follow me on my journeys on Instagram at pekishme. This is Homemade. Welcome to yet another episode of Homemade with me, Chadini Nayaka, author of pekishme.com and About. So today I'm going to start the day with a very healthy chicken breast bake that I'm going to couple together with a cauliflower salad that I'm going to be preparing in my Mistral air fryer. So I only need very few ingredients for this. I need chicken breast, skinless. I'm going for the healthier version here. And I need a mix of mint leaves and basil leaves. I'm getting a mix because I want that beautiful hit of freshness to come from both basil and both mint. And I need some tomatoes. I also need some olive oil, salt and pepper, the absolute essentials. And I need about 1/4 cup of walnuts, unroasted, and garlic, and also some grated mozzarella cheese. So we start by preheating the oven. I want both the top and bottom heating facilities with the fan, and I need a temperature of around 200 degrees. So let that preheat and we are going to prep the rest of the stuff. So I need to first season my chicken with salt and pepper. Light sprinkling of salt and a bit of pepper. So we set this aside for about 10 minutes until we prep the rest of the things. So my chicken is marinating, my oven is preheating, and while that is going on, I am going to prepare the sauce that goes on top of the chicken breast. And for that, I need my advanced food processor. Just a simple matter of chucking everything in. So first and foremost, I need my mix of basil leaves and my mint leaves. I'm just going to chuck it in. And to this, I'm also going to throw in about 4 garlic cloves. Also, I have some olive oil here to bring all that together. Now I'm going to pulse all of this together until it comes together. So I have the chicken breasts nicely marinated in salt and pepper. Just going to lay them all in a single layer. Now we are done with this. Now I'm going to take the sauce that we prepared and pour it all over the chicken breasts. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So we have the bits and pieces of garlic, mint, and basil, all of it lending so much of flavor into this sauce that we are now going to just pour all over this chicken breast. So just smooth all that sauce on top of the chicken wings. The smell is amazing and I'm sure that it's going to taste the same as well. So what we now need is a few slices of tomato. I have a very fleshy, juicy meat tomato here, so I'm going to just slice it thinly and just lie them on top of our chicken casserole. I'm simply packing this full of flavor and natural goodness. It's a simple weeknight dinner that you can just whip up in a hurry. So I'm done with the tomatoes. I'm now going to sprinkle some mozzarella cheese all over this chicken casserole. So you can just imagine when the whole thing bakes up with creamy, cheesy goodness and the tomatoes and that sauce that we prepared earlier. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. So now I'm done assembling the chicken casserole. So this goes into the oven 20 to 30 minutes until the chicken is just about cooked and the cheese has melted nicely on top. While my chicken is baking in the oven, I'm going to do a very simple cauliflower salad in my Mistral air fryer. Let's begin. So first and foremost, I need to drizzle my cauliflower with a bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and some pepper. And a generous scattering of oregano. I need to mix all of this in. And my seasoning is coating the cauliflower florets evenly. I've cut the cauliflower florets evenly so that when it cooks in the air fryer, it has that equal char and equal crunch to it. So now this cauliflower has been nicely coated in the oil and the seasoning. All I need to do is just toss all of that in my Mistral air fryer. That in, and I need 160 degrees and I need about 10 minutes. When I say 10 minutes, it depends on the kind of char and the kind of cooking that you want. I want to retain a bit of a crunch, so I'm going to attempt at taking it out at around 7 minutes. But if you want the cauliflower to cook right through, then I would recommend 10 to 12 minutes on the Mistral air fryer. So my cauliflower is ready. I'm just going to dump all of that into this Pyrex bowl. Look at that. There's a nice golden char on the outside and I'm pretty sure that it still retains the crust. A wonderfully healthy way of frying cauliflower, but not quite. So we have this. Set that aside. I need few handfuls of parsley, fresh parsley, roughly chopped. I'm playing with Mediterranean flavors here. Just love how fresh this parsley smells. So just a handful, just slightly scatter for that hit of green. And to this I am also going to add a generous sprinkling of sunflower seeds. Very simple. I'm just going to add a squeeze of lime to bring it all together. No complicated seasonings, no complicated sauces, just simple lime juice. Make sure that you don't get any of those pips. We're ready, just going to toss it all up. There you go, my cauliflower is ready and I'm next going to check on the chicken. Smells amazing. So now I'm going to take one chicken breast and plate it on with all of these beautiful cheese crusted tomatoes. And I want a bit of my cauliflower salad as well, with its hit of green with the parsley and the sunflower seeds. There you go, my easy, healthy weeknight dinner is served. I have a heaped plate full of food here, and this is exactly what your weeknight dinner is going to be looking like while you prep it and just plop yourself in front of the TV and just gobble it all up. So I'm going to taste it. First, I'm going to dig into my cauliflower. If you can see, there's a nice char on the outside and it still retains its greenness. So this is the exact consistency that I want, because I'm sure it's going to be crunchy as well. It's exactly as I imagined it to be. Crunchy on the outside, there's a nice crust forming on the outside, and it's deliciously moist on the inside. And that lime really works to bring in all that parsley and that oregano and those sunflower seeds together. Perfectly cooked chicken. It's very light. Even though it's chicken breast, there's a whole lot of chicken breast involved. This dish is absolutely light. It's chicken coated in that garlicky basil and mint sort of blanket. This is a very healthy recipe for you to go to at any weeknight dinner. Abba's kitchen machine comes with 3 hooks. One is the dough hook, which is used in all kinds of breads. This is the cookie dough mixer, one of my favorites. Today I'm going to be using the whisk, which is ideal for whipping air into all our cake batters. Fit this in. First things first, the butter goes in. So what I'm now going to do is whip the butter into a light and creamy consistency. And the butter is done. What I love about the Abba's kitchen machine is the fact that it's entirely hands-free. I don't have to do anything basically. Just throw stuff in and just push a button and it's done for me. So now I'm going to throw in the brown sugar. Now I want these two to be beaten in extremely light. So I'm going to put it at a considerable speed. I need to now add my eggs. I have 4 eggs here. Just going to break all of it right into the cake ball. So I'm going to throw in my vanilla. So what I'm looking at is a very creamy consistency that is going to complement the lightness of the cake. So I can see it coming along beautifully, so I'm going to just leave it for another few seconds and I should be done. I'm just going to stop it now. It's light, it's fluffy, and it has sort of increased in volume as well, so that means the air has been nicely beaten in. So now what is left for me to do is throw in the flour, but before that I need to mix my baking powder with the whole wheat flour. Mix that in because everything is going to be mixed in the kitchen machine anyway. So I'm just going to throw this whole thing in. Don't ever overmix your cake batters because you just want the flour to be just incorporated in. I want to now get my passion fruits in. So I'm going to take two sizable passion fruits. I am going to cut them in half, scoop out all that golden goodness and include that all in my cake. Beautiful, sunshiny, golden right there. Smells wonderful. I'm just going to squeeze all of this into a ball. Doesn't matter if you have the seeds. The seeds are going to add a lovely texture into the cake. Little globes of sunshine, as I call them. So I'm going to roughly just whisk all of this because I want to get all that juice out before I throw all of this into the cake batter. Right, doesn't need a lot of work. Just pour all of that in to the cake batter. The batter is done, so I'm just going to leave it there for the time being. I have a spring bottom cake pan here, B&B Bakeware. Extremely helpful in this kind of cakes. I've just lined the bottom with a paper because I don't want to get the passion fruit bits stuck to the bottom. I'm going to spray the sides with a bit of oil. You can use butter, no problem. And to this, I'm going to add the cake batter. Look at that. Before everything, I'm just going to take a lick of it. Just where I want it to be. So I'm going to spoon all of this in. So now this goes into my Elba oven, preheated, for about 20 to 30 minutes until the top becomes nicely golden. And when you insert a skewer inside, it comes out clean. My cake is ready. I'm going to take it out of the oven. You know when it's ready because you start smelling that passion fruit in the air. This is the cake, completed, nicely baked. And you can see little bits of passion fruit seeds topping the cake, and we are going to let it cool for a bit and we are going to get into making the frosting now. My cake has been cooling for about 30 minutes now, but I need the cake to be cooled down completely before I add the topping because I'm adding a white chocolate topping which tends to melt at the slightest touch of heat. So I'm going to show you how to do the white chocolate topping. I need a microwave proof bowl for that, and I'm using this Pirate's ball that I got from Mabans for that. White chocolate chips. I'm going to combine that with about 15 grams of butter. So this now goes into the microwave until the white chocolate melts. LG inverter microwave is amazing in the fact that it's very efficient. It saves my energy to a great extent, and also it makes my work really easy because imagine just boiling all that white chocolate on top of a double boiler. That would take me hours and hours, but here just a matter of minutes. I've set it to 2 minutes, but it's going to take less than that, so I'm going to check midway and see if it is done. So my white chocolate has melted. I'm going to stop it here. Took less than 2 minutes. Need to mix it all in. To this, I am going to add some passion fruit. 1 passion fruit is what I'm aiming at. I love the fact that these passion fruits are so juicy that you only need like a slight amount to add heaps of flavor. Nicely mix that all in and remind you that the white chocolate is extremely hot at this point, so you need to be very careful. So my frosting is ready. If you can see, it's going to harden up in a little bit, so I need to be quick with this. My cake has been cooled and I am going to try and flip it out into this cake stand here. Look how easy it is to slide a cake out of a pan with the B&B cakeware. So just flip that out. See that golden crust on the outside with the little passion fruit pieces, and this is what we are going to place on top of the cake stand. It's a very rustic cake and you don't need to be very much bothered about the aesthetics of it. I'm just going to slather our frosting, the passion fruit white chocolate frosting, on top of the cake. You can simply just pour the entire thing. Look at that golden goodness. So once that is all done, you just spread it across. It's okay if it drips down one side. That's what I want it to do. While you are doing this, you can already see the frosting becoming harder on the cake. So we need to leave this for approximately 30 minutes to cool down completely, and then you can dig it. The cake is cooled. I'm just going to put 2 strawberries on top, just for the fun of it, because I like strawberries as well. There you have it, my passion fruit white chocolate cake. Look at that. I've used wholemeal flour in this recipe, therefore it's going to look a little brownish and therefore has that earthy flavor which comes together beautifully with the passion fruit. I'm just going to have a bite. Just going to have a bite. You can see that it's extremely light and crumbly. Absolutely beautiful. I love the fact that it's a cake that is on the healthy side. I'm not using any artificial ingredients in this. Just real butter, passion fruit, brown sugar and whole wheat flour. And all that comes beautifully with the inclusion of the whole wheat flour. And whole wheat flour has this beautiful likeness to brown sugar, and they marry wonderfully together. And the white chocolate melts wonderfully with the passion fruit to create that tangy sweet combination that we all love. And there you have it, my passion fruit cake. And with that, I'm going to be signing off for today. Tune in next time on Homemade with Chadini and Abbas.